What's up, you guys? It's Graham here. So buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're sitting down for this one. You know, on this channel, we've talked about the best credit cards to get free stuff, the best credit cards for free travel, the best credit cards for beginners, but every now and then I see an injustice and we have to take a stand for this. Or actually, I think take a seat. We have to take a seat for this. So with that said, I'm going to be calling out and exposing the worst credit cards currently available. The cards that no one should ever get, ever, under any circumstances. These are the cards that you wouldn't want to wish on your worst enemy. And after hours of significant, grueling research, digging deep into the interwebs of credit card offers, reading dozens of pages of fine print, sacrificing my email to get past security walls, and eating a lot of avocado toast, I have uncovered the 5 worst credit cards currently available that anyone could ever get. This is it. And also, I really gotta warn everyone that this video might be upsetting to some of our more sensitive or younger viewers because these credit card offers are just bad. They're really bad. So with that said, make sure to gently smash that like button and we will count down the 5 worst credit cards currently available that I was able to find on the internet. All right, so coming in at number 5, we have the Credit One credit card. Now you might be thinking to yourself here, wait a second, Graham, this looks really familiar. I feel like I've seen this before somewhere. And you know what? You're probably right because you've either been constantly throwing out those mailers that they send you every other day for years now for credit card offers, or you're realizing that they're basically just a knockoff, counterfeit, off-brand, bootleg version of another company many people confuse them with, Capital One. Even copy that little swoop and everything. Like if I did this in high school, I would for sure be sent home for plagiarism. Now, Credit One is pretty much a company for people who have terrible credit, prior bankruptcies, foreclosures, or any other credit issues, who basically have nowhere else to go if they want a credit card. And because of that, Credit One is a bit like the mischievous child who gets away with everything when their parents aren't looking. And this is evidently noticed that when I was doing some research on them, I found over 2,300 recorded complaints against them on Consumer Affairs. Many people say that they've had issues making payments online, forcing them to pay by phone and incur additional charges. They also say closing a credit card is nearly impossible. Here is one of their many raving recent reviews. Canceled the card and they shipped another. It's hard because you can't even make this up. Man. I filled out the application for this card, was approved, and then got charged for an annual fee, activation fee, and processing fee. Canceled card. 3 months later, was called and told I owed annual fee and late charges. They're basically just a company that trolls people all day long. But in terms of the specifics to the card, if you sign up for this, you'll find an annual fee of up to $75 for the first year. After that, you'll pay up to $99 annually just to keep the card after that. And as far as credit card interest goes, I mean, it's typical of any sort of really credit card, and that would be 25.99% APR. But you know what? As they say, every cloud has a silver lining, and with this credit card, you get 1% cash back. So if you now think, you know what, after that doozy, how can it get any worse than that? Well, you know what? I got some terrible, terrible news for you because it gets a lot worse. Because I present to you the first Premier Bank Gold credit card. And you know this is going to be a sketchy one when a no-name credit card puts gold in the name of the credit card to make it sound a little bit more prestigious. Now this credit card, like the last one, is really designed for people who have terrible credit. Also known as, we know you have nowhere to run, so we're just going to take all of your money. So I then went to their website to start doing some research, and their website is basically a time capsule from 2002. Now, I'm not really sure who designed their website, probably a 3rd grader, but you know, this brings back some solid memories of AOL dial-up internet. Now, I gotta hand it to them because this company is pretty clever for hiding all of their fine print in the terms and conditions, which, let's be real, like, no one actually reads this shit but me, because it's like Tuesday at 10 p.m. and I'm sitting there late at night on my computer reading fine print because I have nothing better to do. But if I didn't read that fine print, I wouldn't have found out why this credit card is just so bad. First of all, they got a $95 one-time setup fee to open up the credit card. That's basically the price of 15 Subway footlong sandwiches. And after that, they charge you monthly just as your fee for keeping the credit card open. And again, that's reduced from your total credit limit just because they can. Now, if you think that can't get any worse, just remember these just get worse as I go along. But That is because they charge you a 36% interest rate. My anxiety reading that just is through the roof. In addition to that, they also charge you 36% interest on cash advances. But wait, there's more. They also charge you an $8 or a 5% transaction fee on top of that. Basically, whatever is the most expensive option for you, they're going to charge. But don't you worry, we're not done yet, because they've got a few other tricks up their sleeve. Here's one of their dirty little secrets that you don't know until you read their fine print. If you've been working really hard on building up your credit and paying it off on time in full, and you think that you've graduated now to have a $100 credit line increase, well, guess what? They're going to be charging you a $25 fee for increasing your credit limit. Basically, they take 25% of your $100 credit line increase because they can. So by now, you're basically broke, but you know what? They're not done with you quite yet. They know that you still have a little bit more money that you can fork over to them. So that's why they decide to impose a $35 fee for express delivery of your credit card. So by now, they've basically just bled you dry because you have no more money left. You're broke, they've got all your money, you've used your entire credit line to pay off all of the fees that they impose on you, and to make matters worse, they don't even give you any rewards whatsoever for doing so. So that was enough for me, and I was about to click off the website and was graced with a wonderful pop-up ad. Just one last ditch effort to take my money. This is basically just the adult version of a bully at school trying to take your lunch money. So let's now keep going down this rabbit hole a little bit further, and if you think to yourself, Graham, how can it get any worse? It can't continue to get worse. Well, I've got some bad news for you. You know, I was doing some research and I came across a very, very special credit card. And that is the Continental Finance MasterCard Reflex Card. They call it this because your natural reflex is to run away when you see just how bad this credit card is. And you know this is going to be a good one when you look at the top of the screen and see an accept mail offer option. Yep, so pretty much this is one of those junk mailers that you get that says you're pre-approved for one of their premium credit cards. So I started off by doing some research to read their fine print. And I continue doing more research to try to read their fine print. And I continue doing that. And I continue doing that. And I started getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And I couldn't find it. Now, they're very specific about who they decide to share their terms and conditions with. Now, let me explain. In order to see the details, you need to fill in all of your information. And basically, once they have all your information, you're in the system. And you can't hide anymore. And the complaints against this company don't lie. Once they've got your phone number, they call you non-stop like that ex-girlfriend who just won't leave you alone. Now, thankfully, I was able to find the fine print after a lot of searching on Google, and this is what it is. First of all, there's a 29.99% annual interest rate. Basically, we could just call it 30%, but they know that putting 29.99 just makes it seem like a lot less. They aren't stupid. Next, there's a $125 annual fee for the first year that's deducted from your total credit line. So if they're nice and decide to give you a $500 credit line, well, basically now you have actually a $375 credit line. Sneaky, sneaky. Then you've got one of their wonderful $120 a year annual maintenance fees, because paying 29.99% interest just isn't enough. Next, there's a $5 or 5% cash advance fee, whichever is greater. I mean, whatever's basically more profitable for them. And finally, they're gonna be charging you a $10 fee for a phone payment. That's right, a phone payment is $10. I'm gonna cry. Now, why anyone actually decides to get this credit card is just, I don't know. I don't get it. If anyone out there watching this has this credit card, please explain to me in the comments below why you got this credit card. Just let me know. Inquiring minds need to know this, how that ever came to be. It's a bad one, but you know, we still got two more. Now, these last two credit cards might not take advantage of those with poor credit who have literally nowhere else to go to try to build their credit and turn their lives around. They went for a slightly different angle instead, and for that, gotta give them credit for it. Get it? Credit. Now, I'm sure the internal dialogue of these last two credit cards went something like this.
Let's not take advantage of people who have terrible credit with nowhere else to go. That's been overdone. Everyone's doing that right now. Instead, let's go for a different angle. Let's take advantage of people who have a little bit of money by tricking them into thinking that they're getting a luxurious credit card, but instead, They're getting the MasterCard Black Card.
Now, from the way I see it, this is basically just a cheap knockoff version of the American Express Black Card that doesn't have any worthwhile redeeming qualities about it, and they marketed this card very strategically to make it seem more exclusive than it really is. They're basically trying to market this credit card to seem very upscale and fancy, so you know what, this is not going to do. Let's change this to match this credit card. Alright, so let's check out their website and see just how fancy this one is. Now just check out this website. This is fantastic. Look at that. You have to keep scrolling, look at, oh, and it moves. This is, oh, look at that. This is a very fancy website. Basically, credit cards are now realizing that black is the new gold, and by making a black credit card, they think that people associate them with exclusivity and wealth, when in reality, this is just a very bad credit card. Now, to start, they charge you a $495 annual fee, which, it's cheaper than the Amex Platinum. Okay, fine, I'll give them that. But in return for paying $495, they leave you high and dry with just a $100 travel credit. They then give you 2 points on travel for every $1 spent, or they're going to redeem that for 1.5% cash back. They also throw in Priority Pass lounge access that basically now every other credit card gets that doesn't charge you $495, but okay, whatever on that one. Now, what makes matters worse, beyond just trying to fake being an Amex Black Card, is that they don't even offer you a sign-up bonus. Because they're thinking that rich people who get black credit cards shouldn't have to care about sign-up bonuses anyway. Now, while this credit card isn't scammy, it's just plain stupid. Now, two dramatically better cards than this are just the Chase Sapphire Reserve and American Express Platinum, and they won't make you look like you're trying to flex an Amex Black Card by just getting a MasterCard Black Card. And finally, without further ado, we have the #1 worst credit card that you can get. And when it comes to this card, this is the epitome of, I have so much money, I don't know what I'm about to do with it all, so I'm just gonna get this. That is the MasterCard Gold Card. For the low annual fee of $995, yes, I said it, $995, you get a 24-karat gold-plated credit card. Now, some people might be thinking, well, it makes sense if it's $1,000 because your credit card is gold-plated, 24-karat gold. Of course, that's got to be worth a lot of money, right? You know what? Not really, because gold plating uses such a minute amount of gold that pretty much the gold content of that card is practically worthless. But you know what? At least on the bright side, you could say that you've spent $995 on a 24-karat gold-plated credit card because you didn't know what to do with all of your profits from BitConnect.
What am I gonna do?
Now, thankfully, like the last one, they've got a very super fancy website and they're very upfront with their terms, so it's fairly easy to see what they offer. So this saved me a lot of time from doing digging and research, and these are what their terms are. For the very low annual fee of $995, that was sarcasm, they give you a $200 airline credit, which is still $100 less than the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and that's only $450 per year. They also give you back 2% on airline redemptions, or they give you the option to take 2% cash back, which, let's be real, that makes absolutely no sense that the airline redemption is the exact same as the cash redemption, because at that, it just makes sense just to do the cash. It's like saying, what would you rather have? Would you rather have a $200 gift card to Target or $200 cash? It's like, come on, man, just give me the cash. Now, in all fairness, it does offer a few other interesting perks that many other credit cards don't offer, namely 10% off of services and stores that I would never ever shop at. Oh, and I also forgot, it also offers you an exclusive subscription to members only luxury magazine. You know, to show you all of the luxury stuff that you can go and buy because you've just spent $995 on a gold-plated credit card. Besides that, that's pretty much it. It doesn't really offer you anything else that you couldn't already get from just about any other credit card out there. I also couldn't find any sort of sign-up bonus out there. I mean, you'd think if you're spending nearly $1,000 to get a credit card, they would show a little mercy and give you a few points or something, but nope, nothing. Instead, they just leave you feeling sad, empty, and disappointed. And because this card costs you $1,000, I had to put this as the #1 worst credit card out there, because who spends $1,000 a year on a gold-plated credit card? Why? There's pretty much no reason to do this. You may as well instead just donate $1,000 to me so I can go and put it all on black on the roulette table and potentially double it, then go and put it on this credit card. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. Feel free to add me on Snapchat and Instagram. I post there pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there. Thank you again for watching, and until next time.